Hi everyone, welcome. And today's segment is gonna be depressing. I felt like I wanted to talk about my dad and share his story to you guys. So here's what happened to my dad around the time when I was 13. He was riding his bike in Boston and his brakes stopped working and his helmet fell off. And so he was going down a hill, not able to stop. And this guy decided he was going to run a stop sign. Great. So, since he ran the stop sign, my dad went headfirst into his windshield. He lost his frontal lobe. It came out of his head, literally, and was on the street, chunk of his brain. And he had to be rushed to the hospital. When he got there, the doctors told him he had a 5% chance of surviving. When my mom got the call, I got dismissed from school, and she was telling me my dad was in the hospital and that it was an emergency, that I really needed to go. I was being a brat and I didn't even really want to go to begin with. And she was just like yelling at me. She was like, "Look at you, you don't even care about your dad. He could die, da 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 da." At the time, it's like, I didn't know what to think or what to expect. Because I'm just one of those people where I don't get something until it actually hits me. Like, until I actually see it, do I really understand what's going on? So I was like, no crying or anything. So she thought like I didn't care about my dad. Mind you, I was also at 13, I was also very depressed and suicidal. Just thought I'd share that. I'm not anymore, but I had to say that too, so you guys understand something that's gonna happen next. So we get to the hospital and I see him there, and he's got a bunch of tubes attached to him. He's hooked up to a bunch of different machines. His face is flat like a pancake, literally, and purple and blue. And he's just really bloody. And his head's open. He's got stitches. Not moving at all. And the sight of him was really disturbing. It was really upsetting. So I went to the bathroom and I started to cut myself. Because I figured if he was dead, why should I be alive? When my mom was knocking on the bathroom door, so I had to like stop and get out. And it was hard. He was in a coma for a little while. I believe it was 6 months. Doctors said he lost his frontal lobe, like I said, and there was a lot of brain damage, and majority of his skull was completely shattered. He needed to get a plastic mold of a forehead, so then he had a fake forehead for a while. But before he got the forehead, he had like a soft spot right here where it was indented because there was no skull to protect his brain. And because he lost the frontal lobe, he lost a lot of his memory. So he forgot how old I was. For a short time, he forgot I was even his daughter. But I was the first one he remembered. And he forgot a lot of other people. Because he wasn't a citizen, he was illegal, and didn't really have any insurance. He had to go back to Brazil with his mom and live there. And hard. Just thinking about him. So he lived there with her, and I remember one day he told me that he wished he had died instead. And he said that to me, to his daughter. I mean, he can't think straight. He's missing a lot of his brain, and the rest of it's pretty damaged. So, but I understand where he's coming from, because he was pretty messed up. After that, he had to take a bunch of different kinds of medication just to control his organs, because his brain didn't really work anymore. One time he forgot one of his medications and he ended up peeing himself on the bus. He got really fat because since his brain couldn't work as well, he didn't know when to stop eating. He didn't know when he was hungry or anything like that. So he was like then one day his heart just stopped and he died on the couch. I remember that. That was last year. He died exactly 1 month before his birthday. It was really sad. He was planning on coming back to America to see me. I wish I had talked to him more, because I didn't really stay in touch with him that much or call him that much. And I regret it. Yep. I don't really know what else to say. So I guess I'll just end it there. That's what happened to my dad. So now, every time I see someone doing something they're not supposed to do while they're driving, it gets me really mad. Or if I see a biker without his helmet on, I get mad too.